So, as requested, I will talk about how to play Ze'ta. Now, playing Ze'ta in SecCon is very different from playing Ze'ta in random PvP, because in random PvP there's more random shit that's coming to kill you. In SecCon, you should pretty much always know what exactly is coming to kill you at all times. It's much easier to maintain a level of awareness in SecCon because there's no form of cover and there's less like things that are surprising. Basically, there's less random like, oh my god, this guard came from a flank and like is going to try and kill me with Gravity Lasso or something along those lines. So I'll quickly talk about the node tree and then go into some gameplay. So in the node tree, this is what I recommend. Now, this isn't I think I was running this for a long time, but not with double crystal plates and passive armor. So what I used to use was voltage regulator and power unit conduit. And then sometimes I would run 3 capacitors and have a pulse discharger, or even sometimes I'd use pulse discharger instead of power unit conduit. That was more with the plasma burster setup. Now I think this is pretty much the best though. Unless you have reason to suspect you won't take kinetic damage, then you can go with EM insulator and thermal insulator instead of 2 crystal plates. If you don't have enough crystal plates, you can still use that, as kinetic damage is still going to be the least common form of damage that isn't avoidable. And what this is basically is, if you look at the stats on the Kai Fission launcher here, and in fact I'm running the wrong crew setting. I haven't changed my crew settings. If you look at this weapon, you have a lot of crit chance and a pretty high crit bonus, as well as a really good damage type. Kinetic is a really good damage type, with really high projectile speed and a decent amount of max range. So what you're looking to do here, in fact in random PvP you might be able to get away with not running Horizon module. It's basically, this is especially good against interceptors and fighters, while you still have a little bit of frigate killing power, especially from swarm control and from photon emitter. And you don't really duel destroyers very well. So that's the main weakness in this build, is it's actually pretty bad against destroyers. And if you have a problem with that, then you basically have 2 weapons, 2 unique weapons on the Ze'ta tree, and this is especially good. The Plasma Burster is especially good at killing frigates and destroyers, and is not the best at killing fighters. It depends on the fighter. Like, Empire fighters might be a little bit easier to kill than Federation fighters. In fact, probably a lot easier to kill. And interceptors are basically unkillable with this if they're playing well. Versus Kai Fission launcher, this is exactly the opposite. So, in general, I don't recommend other node setups. Having the swarm speed by 33.3%, this is one of the best nodes in the tree if you use swarm control at all. And then something that's possible is that you could do this instead. And in fact, I think I might do this. There's not much reason to have like super long sensor range outside of SecCon. And this doesn't even like work as well as it does. So I'll go into random PvP and then talk a little bit more about the node tree while we're in queue. So obviously we've gone for 3 CPU settings as well. Having Horizon module allows you to play very well around your maximum range. You want to take this bonus no matter what. Fast Swarm is superior to all other swarms, especially with this setup. So basically, the reason why I mentioned these 2 at the same time, without justifying it, is they have a great synergy. Your swarm is unkillable while it's in the fast mode. What's it called? The boost mode, and you get this 30 resistance bonus to hull and shield as long as you stay in the speed mode. Which is why it's important to remember to recall your swarm or change it back to the boost mode after you do something. So here I'm looking at their team right now. I'm not especially scared of the Bormus. I need to be careful of the Wisegot Gravity Wave. It can sometimes kill you. It usually won't. The Durnwin is the main problem here, actually, because it can do a lot of damage to me, and it can stun me for a really long time. And this guy has used his Missile Shield, so we'll go ahead and use that to take care of the Missile Shield. And then, hopefully, what you want to do is point your Blaster Turret at Interceptors and Fighters so that they're slowed, and you can hit them even more easily with your Kite Fission Launcher. I want to put up a preemptive Static Shield here. And then the Wisegot, yep, he's going for a Gravity Wave, so I'll take out the station because it's really annoying, and then move on to the Wisegot. Very nice and simple. The Stingray is making a play for a flank, so now that he's, I don't want to be in that. I have Galaxy on my team. This is a good tackler player, good player in general, so if I play near him, it will be nice. And the target painter he put on the enemy was pretty good. It allowed him to die very quickly. We'll need to go for the Bormus now, and in fact it might be possible that I need to use my Swarm Control to kill him. He activated him something there, so throw the Sneeze first. Now the Nodachi stunned me, and the Durnwin is stunning the Tackler, but we're going to need to kill the Durnwin fastest. So it is still possible to hit the Durnwin while it's in hologram. That's what I was trying to do there, is get some damage on it. Looks like they're really frigballing up here. So what I'm going to do here now is throw my Swarm so that it's closer to try and use Swarm Control, ignore the server lag, and continue to go for this guy. And one thing you want to make sure you're doing is you're watching your health bar while you are in Swarm Control. It's possible that someone could try and kill you. One thing you can do if someone's killing you in Swarm Control, you don't have to cancel the Swarm Control itself. You can actually just move on to, or you can use your Teleport Sphere, so you can press space twice. But your Teleport Sphere is one of your most important cooldowns on Ze'ta, so you should manage the cooldown very well. In fact, accidentally wasting your Teleport Sphere can be devastating. But I really don't want to pick up the bomb. It will cause a lot of aggro. You want to be careful of Stingrays especially, but gunship flanks. And I can potentially try and help this guy run in the bomb by taking out the Grizzly. I don't think he'll live for very long though. So we'll move back towards our team. If you're by yourself on Ze'ta, it's very likely that you will die. Our Durnwin is pinging that he wants to go to B. It's possible that it could work. Their Bormus has the bomb, so I might have to keep an eye out for the bomb icon and stop it with Swarm Control if possible. So I'll put up a Static Shield to deal with their Destroyer that is... What the heck? Where did their bomb go? Put up with their Destroyer Plasma Burster. That's not relevant. And so sometimes the auto-aim will be a little weird here. In fact, aim assist is preventing me from getting a kill there. Aim assist and line of sight, so... He is, in fact, sitting in a Gravi lens. One more hit would have done it there. But I do want to kill the Stingray before he becomes too annoying. Then we'll try and kill the Engineer. They have planted the bomb on us once, so that's going to be a little annoying. And in fact, he's getting green misted, which means that I have to use my Swarm Control to try and kill him. There we go, and here comes the Stingray, so he will try to sting me here. I'm not overall worried about it. You can use your teleport to get out of it if there's a problem. So, good on our team, planted the bomb. Unfortunately, detonation is like one of the modes where you can't even really play towards... You can't like accomplish the main objective on Ze'ta very well. And I ran into a rock there. Like the Bormus is the best, probably, bomb planting ship, like strictly speaking. It's actually all very situational. What's better, like Karud versus Bormus, but Bormus has longer survivability overall, or like a longer period of high survivability than Karud. So I'm trying to find a good angle here overall. There's not very many, and I'm kind of lagging, which is causing the input delay is making it a little hard to... You can navigate these rocks, but... And, well, I have to go forwards to get out of the gravity lens. Should be okay. And in fact, the only time you dual destroyers exceptionally well is within 1,000 meters, so you can use that to your advantage sometimes when people are not very smart. And let's try and see if we can get some kills over here. Maybe not. That was a pretty nasty stun. This dude I have somewhat of a personal grudge against. He likes to target me on Zen. Right now I'm just throwing area damage in there because I can't really hit things very reliably. And what I was doing there is taking a look to see if that's a Wazgot, because if that's a Wazgot, I have to play the situation very carefully.
That's some real fascinating stuff.
And there we go. So hopefully that's helps anyone who wants to play Ze'ta, both in random PvP and otherwise. 10 kills here with 10 assists is pretty decent. Is Galaxy the person that gives Anthem up? Yeah. So we also had, kind of a little bit lucky that we had people who are willing to plant the bomb on, or at least attempt to plant the bomb. Sometimes this game mode can get a little frustrating if nobody's trying to plant the bomb, so that's very useful.